Hey, Buff Nation, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson here. Coming up this week in the Buffalo Stampede, talking a lot of basketball. Obviously, the regular season's over for the men's team, getting ready for the Pac-12 Conference Tournament in Las Vegas. We're going to talk with guard Ethan Wright. Women's team done in Vegas, getting ready for the NCAA. Tiana Jones is going to join us for Buffs Prime Time out here at Corelli's this week. Plus, we're going to connect with the Director of Player Development for the Colorado men's basketball team, Zach Rubisam. He's going to be coaching the Throwback Tournament for the Buffaloes this year. And we're talking football with new defensive ends coach on Coach Prime staff, Nick Williams. All this week on the Buffalo Stampede.
Gives top of the key. Ethan Wright, two hands on left side. Gavin sets the feet, fires a three. Right between the eyes from downtown. That's what you want to do on senior day. The Buffs are on top by two. Kick out left side of Hammond. Shot clock at 4. Drive, shovels off. Lumbering, elevates, and posterizes Carlson inside. Oh, the drive, the draw, and throw it down, big man. Throw it down. Side of the short corner, turns, fires behind him. Right open for three. Fires right between the eyes from downtown. Did you see Tad's reaction?
Well, that's the kind of performance you want right there in senior days. The Buffaloes wrap up the regular campaign with a 9-point win over the Utes of Utah. Big play by this guy right here. Back in the Stampede, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, Ethan Wright in his final game of the regular season for Colorado Buffalo. That's the way it's supposed to end, right?
Yeah.
Nice, hard-fought win. Yeah. You get a win, head off to the conference tournament.
It's a great way to win. I mean, we're down a couple guys. We got a lot of guys stepping up, so it was really fun to get a win on the home court.
Yeah, the injury bug has not been kind to the Buffaloes down the stretch of the season. Javon Hadley went out with a hand injury. Then we saw Javon Ruffin with a knee injury. Tristan sprains his ankle late against UCLA last week. And then this week you find out that KJ Simpson's got mono. So you knew he was going to be down, I guess. You're down really 2, 3, and 4 top scorers on this team. That's a situation where everyone's collectively's got to kind of pick everything up, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got the next man up mentality. We got a lot of really good players who are ready to go. So, you know, some guys were playing a lot more minutes than they usually play tonight, and I think that, you know, we're ready to do that in the Pac-12 tournament.
I know you've only been here 1 year, but, you know, and Buffs fans know this, Tad Boyle despises playing zone. And the idea was to come out and play zone early, but it was effective. I mean, you guys really played well in that.
Yeah, well, I thought we did a really good job kind of making them think. I thought they were second-guessing themselves a lot, and even though they were taking some shots that were open, I think they had to kind of work hard to get them. And that kind of felt really good for us, and we were playing well on offense, so I think that contributed to it. But we were not planning on playing zone for the whole game, but it definitely worked out for us for sure.
You know, I don't know, you guys, you know you're going to be down a couple of guys, like I said. Do you guys say anything to each other, or is it just kind of, everyone just kind of assumes and knows, well, we all got to play better?
I think it's just to be confident, you know. Yeah. All the guys who are out are really supportive of us, and they're like, you know, look, I wish I could be playing, but it's you guys. You know, there's a smaller bench, you got a longer leash, so just go out there and get buckets and hoop and do your thing, and we got a lot of confidence in each other, and I think it shows.
Well, he had double digits, 10 points for the Buffaloes, so they get the 9-point win, and after the victory over the Utes, we heard from head coach Tad Boyle.
Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Celebrate responsibly.
Well, you know, senior night is always special, and you just, as a coach, you just cross your fingers and hope to heck your team plays well and you play well enough to win, to send 3 kids out on a high note, which we did today. And you know, it's been a up and down year. There's no question about that. You know, the challenge I gave our team today before the game was, you know, we're either going to finish this year with a winning record or losing record, you know, in the regular season, and your choice. We got 3 seniors who deserve to be sent out the right way, and your choice. And our guys really gutted it out, played their tails off. You know, wasn't planning on playing 38 minutes of zone, but it worked. It was effective, and we stuck with it, and they did a good job. We shot enough threes ourselves to win this game, and held them off. So it was a good win, great win, you know, to finish the year.
That's a head coach Tad Boyle after the Buffs get the 69-60 victory over the Utes. Now ready to head out to Las Vegas for the Pac-12 Conference Tournament. We continue with the senior Ethan Wright. Oh, this would be your second senior day, technically, correct? At Princeton now. Is there much emotion when you have a 1-year deal like this?
I think there is. I mean, it's a little bit different than it was last year because I'd been there for so much longer, but I think I got a little emotional having my family out here, just looking out at all the guys because I really, really enjoyed my time here, and and they really accepted me right away. So I'm really sad to leave them. But it also just makes me really grateful to have this opportunity to be out here and play in this arena in front of all these fans with all these guys. And that's kind of the feeling that I'm feeling the most, I think, is grateful.
Sure. Yeah, the Buffaloes get the win, and 3 guys had their senior day. Jalen Gabadon and also Cody Main's a walk-on. What do you think about your year here? You talk about how much you enjoyed it. What do you think about this 1 year with the Buffaloes? And it's not over yet, by the way. We've got plenty of basketball. What do you think about it, though?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a challenge for sure. I think it's something that I was excited to do. It definitely challenged me athletically, mentally, in a lot of different ways. But I think it's helped me kind of grow as a person, progress in basketball. And then it's also kind of exposed me to a part of the world. Like, I haven't been out here in Colorado much, just kind of a different type of culture. And then I've gotten really close with all the guys here. Hopefully we'll be friends for a long time, you know, in the future. So I'm just really happy to have made this choice.
I'd imagine as well. You play Division I basketball in the Ivy League, but guys always wonder about the Power 5 level. So you got to answer that question yourself, didn't you? Yeah. I think it's a rare opportunity that not a lot of guys get, because I think there's a lot of talent in the Ivy League. Sure. And not everybody gets that chance to kind of move up, and I did, and I think that I proved a lot to myself. I think I proved some stuff to other people, and but it's really just about kind of trying to do your best and prove that you can perform at this level. So I think I did that. All right. Well, the Buffs wrap up the regular season with a win. Let's go to Vegas and make some noise now. What do you think? That's the plan. All right. Ethan Wright, he and the Buffaloes win it by 9 over the Utes. We'll go and take a timeout here in the Buffalo Stampede. Coming up next, we're going to talk women's basketball with senior Tiana Jones live at Corelli's.
To Jones, and they'll try to push Sherrod. Kicks it up a notch. Lefty layup, good. Substitutions on. There's Foreman there and gives it back up on Lay. The drive, good. Shot clock. Oh, swish.
Welcome in to Tiana Jones. How about the CU women, ranked number 20 in the country, getting ready now for the NCAA tournament selection coming up this next Monday. We'll find out exactly where they're going and where you walk it. It's been kind of a fun season for you guys, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been real fun.
Walking, everyone's high-fiving you and applauding. And
yeah, it's real fun.
Yeah.
We enjoy it. We just love just to keep our culture, knowing like this is what we love to do, and it's like everybody that steps on the court, like we know, like we all have one common goal, and that's to win. So how do you guys come back from Vegas? I mean, I know you had very high expectations going in there. You get the opening round victory, the quarterfinal victory against Oregon State. Washington State goes on to end up winning the darn thing. I know.
And
I mean, I was glad they won it at least. So at least we lost to somebody that was. But no, I mean, they're a good team. I mean, we definitely came with the mindset we were trying to win everything. You know, we definitely wanted that. But like you said, I mean, sheesh, it was just the rim. I don't know. It's like it could not go in for nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it happens. I think that's just gonna add more fuel to us. So we're gonna be good. Yeah.
Sure. You guys got a few days off, right?
Yeah, a few days off. That was really needed.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Get to relax a little bit.
Yeah, I think for us, I mean, like obviously the tournament was like back to back, and Coach Jay just wanted us to make sure we got rest, make sure we feel recovered, getting back to it tomorrow. So we'll be ready for that, and get ready to leave at the selection Sunday. So we're ready. That makes sense. Like the bar goes up, the standard goes up.
Sure.
And so I think for us, that's been something that we've been always making sure we take pride in, like the Buffalo culture. You
bet. So now you get a little bit of a break here. The conference tournament's over. You get a few days off to get back into it. I'd imagine this team's got a belief in itself that you guys can make a lot of noise come March Madness, right?
Most definitely, yeah. We feel like we can beat anybody. Like we had that, and I think that's credit to the coaches. They give us a lot of confidence, and like they showed all the time, like in practice, like they're like, look, if you put in the work, it's gonna show for itself. And I think that's something that that goes in life as well. Like just not basketball, but like if you put the work in, like it's gonna show. It's inevitable at that point. You know?
You become a great defensive player for this team. Very disruptive at times. Have you always been good on that side of the ball?
Not at all. To be honest with you, like when I first got here, I was never. I didn't like to play defense. Like you can, I really did not like it. Like man, like this is so funny. Like because the coaches, they be saying all the time. Like when I first got here, I barely knew how to sit down on D. Really, like I was always like an offensive player. I love to play offense, and so I think that's something that's really like helped my game evolve, like understanding like both sides of the ball and like just understanding how important defense is for me. So
you got such great length. I mean, you can be destructive, right?
Exactly.
Well, do me a favor. All these folks out here have been cheering for you guys all season long.
Yeah.
Let's get to the dance. Let's hope it's in North Carolina. That'd be awful nice for you.
Yes.
And really make some noise, will you?
Okay, yes, sir.
You've been a great Buffalo for 2 years.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Let's hear it for Tay Jones. She and the women will wait now. Selection Sunday. We'll see what happens.
There's a 3 left to in short. Rebound, Evan Patty's got it under the basket. Power dribble once, twice. Goes up off the window, and it's up and good. Offensive rebound. Evan Patty with the bucket. And the Buffs now on a 12-0 run. Throws it up. Shot blocked from behind by Kipnong to Barthélemy. Right side. Patty open for three. Right between the eyes from downtown. Oh, they're called Patty in Vegas.
Well, I think you remember that guy, Evan Batty, one of the greats in Colorado history. He's now one of the members of the new Team Colorado for the basketball tournament. Back here on the Buffalo Stampede, voice of the bus, Mark Johnson, Director of Player Development, Zach Rubisam, and the head coach of the TBT team for Colorado. Kind of exciting. I mean, fans who remember a few years ago, and you can remember exactly what it was. The Buffs went to the championship game of this event.
2016.
2016.
2016,
right. And that COVID got into this whole thing, and it got messed up. But for the first time, it was 3 or 4 years now, the Buffs have got a team?
Yeah, last time we did it, Nate Tomlinson coached in 2019. I was fortunate to be his assistant then, so really excited to take the reins with this. And TBT for us is huge, a huge culture builder, right? Get these guys back on campus, get them around our current guys, and it's the best way to show our current guys what it means to be a Buff. All these guys that are playing bleed black and gold, so just to get them on campus is huge for us.
What was the emphasis or the genesis to get this thing rolling again? Were you the guy behind, or you, Evan, or what?
So me and Josh Repine. Josh has kind of been the GM the last couple of years. You know, we talked about it early in the preseason, like, hey, you know, Coach Boyles thinks it's time to get this TBT thing going. We're all on board, and then I hit up Evan, as you know with Ev, right? Ev kind of gets the ball rolling with everything. He started group messages. We have 9 commitments so far, more than any other team. So,
awesome. Awesome. Tell us who's on the team now, along with Evan. Who else we got?
So we got Evan Batty, obviously. We've got Dallas Walton. We've got Lucas Seaworts. We've got George King, Trey Fletcher, Deshaun Schwartz. And then our 2 point guards right now are Shannon Sharp and then Dom Collier. So
Shannon's still playing?
Shannon's playing, man. Shannon's playing. So he's kind of the OG on the team right now for us. But we've got 1 or 2 roster spots left, so we might have some surprises coming down the pipe.
You got some, and that's pretty good. I'm thinking you got bigs, plenty of bigs there. Evan and Dallas and Lucas coming back. You got some nice wings there with George, Deshaun, and point guards. You crafted this roster pretty nicely. Trying to.
I really like our versatility, to be honest with you. I think, and the biggest thing with TBT and these alumni teams is no egos, right? And all these guys are such high character guys. They want to be back in the black and gold, so no egos, and the versatility gives us a lot of different things we can do.
I'm just thinking there's a few guys we haven't heard from for a while there. How about Lucas? Where's he at right now? What's he been
Lucas is playing in Brazil. He's playing in the top league in Brazil, putting up good numbers back home, so it's been good for him.
All right. Well, how about Shannon? What's he been doing?
Shannon is kind of all over the place. Shannon has built a big training company in California. Built like that training. He's an assistant coach at Corona Centennial High School. And then he's doing the Drew League, doing kind of semi-pro stuff. But Shannon, and I hope he doesn't take offense, Shannon's a better player now than he was when he was at CU. I think he'll admit to that, but hopefully he doesn't take offense to that.
Well, he was a great athlete when he was here.
He's a better player.
So he's a better player. So when does this whole thing, you guys have a little training camp, when does the whole thing start?
Yeah, and I kind of want to expand that this year. I want to really make it, we have our reunion in the fall for men's basketball. I want to turn TBT into almost a reunion too. So, you know, donations from donors help us get us off the ground. I want to have a dinner with us and the team, but we'll have training camp here in mid-July, get everyone back on campus. Our guys will still be here so we can get up and down with them. We can practice and really prepare for that first regional weekend.
When does the tournament actually begin then?
So the TBT does 2 regional weekends. They have sites all over the country now. In years past, we played in Wichita. So there's tournaments sites in Louisville and New York. They played at Rucker Park recently in the last year. They haven't announced which regional sites are which weekend yet, but it'll be mid-July when we get everyone back.
And by the time it all wraps up, are we talking into August then?
Last weekend of July. I think July 30th is the championship game this year.
Championship game. And of course, there's a little bit of money on the line for this whole deal, right?
There is. Winner take all. So we got to win 6 games just like the NCAA tournament and get to the championship game in Philly.
So you make the phone call to Evan Batty. How long until he said, let's do it?
2 seconds. I knew Evan was in. That's why I started with Ev. I knew Ev was in right when we started, and I was like, you know, this is kind of who I'm thinking, Deshaun, Jariah, and he's like, done. Let me start a group message right now.
Now for you, you're a guy that you were here as a manager. You've come back now, you're on the staff, you want to be a coach, you want to be a head coach down there. It's going to be a lot of fun for you, I'm thinking.
I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome to be back here. It's kind of been full circle to be on coach's staff here, but I was going to coach it in 2020 when COVID hit, and we didn't get the chance to do that. But, you know, using my experience assistant elsewhere and then now being on staff here and the relationships I built with the guys, I think it's a good fit.
You know, it really does. You talked about showing the current players the culture. It does speak to all the guys, when you ran down that
Yep.
roster, all those guys coming back, how much they love being a Colorado Buffalo.
No question. That's what TBT is all about. Like, it's getting guys back together. It is coming together with our group, showing them what it means to be a Colorado Buffalo, and then going out and competing again together as Buffs, right? As forever Buffs together. Everyone associated with the roster is a Buff. Everyone associated with the staff is a Buff. So it's all Team Colorado.
You know, as you mentioned, you can donate and be part of this whole thing. Where can we send people to get information about this?
Yep, the best place to get information is to go follow our Twitter. It's Team Colorado TBT. And then all of the updates will be on the tournament website, the TBT tournament. If you Google it, all the updates, everything will be there as well.
All right, there he is. That's the head coach right there, Zach Rubisam, getting ready for the basketball tournament, the TBT. For the Colorado Buffaloes coming up next year in the Stampede. We're talking football. We're going to chat with defensive ends coach from Prime staff, Nick Williams.
Let me tell you this, and it's not in there. All right? Our results as a unit will always be about us. It won't ever be about the opponent. It will be about what we do.
There's brand new defensive coordinator for the Colorado Buffaloes football program, Charles Kelly, addressing the football team. Spring ball just around the corner as we come to you back on the Stampede here at Corelli's, around here Monday nights during the Pac-12 season for Buffs prime time. Now we're talking more football, as just recently we sat down with new defensive end coach Nick Williams just ahead of spring ball in the spring game. Powered by Ford, cars, trucks, and SUVs built for America, built Ford proud. Now joining us from the CU football staff and a Coach Prime, the defensive ends coach, Nick Williams, here for a couple of minutes, a couple of weeks ahead of spring ball. You chomping at the bit? Can't wait to get out there?
Can't wait.
Yeah?
Can't wait. It's exciting.
How's this transition been for you? I mean, you guys get to town, and all you assistants I've talked to, you get here, you're recruiting, it is implementation, it's off-season conditioning. You don't have a chance to really look around at all. I mean, it's been a whirlwind.
Well, you see it. You
Yeah.
know, you see the beauty and Boulder, but it's been fun for me and my wife and my family. The transition was a little tough.
Yeah.
The weather's a little different, but you grow to get used to it. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really cold until the wind blows.
Right.
But it's been tough but a lot of fun.
Give us your background. Let people know where you came from.
Well, I originally started at University of Georgia back in 2017. I worked there for 4 seasons under Coach Smart and his staff. Was around a lot of elite coaches. I've been extremely blessed as a young coach to be around a lot of great coaches. Transitioned from University of Georgia to Texas A&M for 2 seasons. So I was with Coach Fisher and his staff, again, amongst a lot of elite coaches. And then, you know, I got the call from Coach Prime. And I'm here now.
I was trying to think, would we have seen you at Mile High Stadium? Would you have been there that day when the Buffs played Texas A&M, or did we?
I was there.
We were there.
I was there when
it was
you
a heck of a football game.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, great football game.
You scared A&M, you know.
No doubt about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a great game. All right, we just talked to Charles Kelly, and you're on that defensive staff. Tell me about what you bring to this staff to try to, help the Buffaloes.
Well, I think a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. I'm just a high energy guy.
Sure.
I know a lot about I love to learn about the back end. Coach Dan Lanning, he's the head coach at Oregon. He told me one time at Georgia, he was like, hey, don't just be known as a D-line coach. Learn everything.
You bet.
So I coach D-ends, but also the buck position, which is an outside linebacker position.
Okay.
So, you have to know a lot about coverage. And it's been exciting hearing Coach Kelly's version and bringing his style of play here. I think I bring, just that excitement that, I show up every day and I'm the same person.
Yeah.
I always got a smile on my face because I'm extremely blessed.
Well, you're coaching a fun position. The edge position has become an elite position in college athletics.
Absolutely.
And you're dealing with a very different kind of athlete than we did in the past, right? I mean,
I love it.
You're working with some pretty athletic, intense cats.
And they're tough.
Yeah.
They still have that tough, nature about them.
Mm-hmm.
But, they got to know how to rush the passers, strike blockers in the run game,
Yeah.
And then coverage. So, they got to be smart guys. And it's exciting because in this defense, it highlights the defensive end, the buck and the end.
Okay.
So, if you don't play well at that position, it stands out. So it's a lot of pressure on me, but I can handle it.
If you look this guy up the line, you're going to see a lot of people talking about elite recruiter. What does it take to be an elite recruiter in 2023?
Relationships.
Is that right?
Yeah, and just be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I just try to be myself. And one thing I do is I always wanted to be the coach I didn't have. So growing up, I've always played football my entire life. And I knew what I needed in a coach, and sometimes I had that and sometimes I didn't. So I got the cheat code. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be the guy that I always wanted.
Yeah.
And I always talk to these guys. You have to talk to them a lot, you know, whether you get them to call you or, you know, we get one call a week. I make sure I use that, but I get to know their entire family, not just the mom and dad, not just brother and sister. I want to know grandma. I want to know aunties. I want to know your first cousins. I want to know a lot about your culture. You know, what do you like to eat? What do you like to do for fun? You know, and then I'm gonna tell you a lot about myself. Sure. I want you to know my family as well. And I think once you do that, you build a deeper, a different type of relationship when you can allow the recruits and their parents to get to know you and your family.
That's true. What you just said is true, not just in the coaching world, but if you get in coaching, you want to impact young men. That's true from a mentor standpoint.
Yes,
Be the man you always needed as a young guy, right?
Yes, sir.
And it really impacts lives that way. What have you learned so far about being on Prime's staff and what kind of he brings to the table and how unique he is as a head coach?
Well, he loves these guys.
Yeah.
Like, he loves them in a different way. He wants them to learn about things that has nothing to do with football, like marketing, your credit score.
The whole human kind of thing, right?
Oh, yeah. It's not just about football with it. You know, he wants to develop men off the field just as much as he wants on the field. He wants to teach them about life, you know, because you're only going to play football for a small amount of time, you know, and it's going to be over. So I think he wants them prepared for the real world.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
You know that great old line, there comes a time when you're not done with football, but football's done with you.
Yes, sir.
Right? Hey, before I let you go, I saw a photo. You've got a beautiful family. You got a couple of young ones. Tell us about them real quick.
I have a 4-year-old daughter, Nyla.
Okay.
And she's a little firecracker.
Yeah.
You know, I love her.
Yeah.
I love her. She doesn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Now, my son, Noah, he's 1.
All right.
And he's something else.
All right.
His favorite thing to do, believe it or not, is get spankings. He loves to get spankings. So, you know, he likes to sleep at night. So he'll do something right around bedtime, and I'll spank his little butt, and he'll sleep good. You know, but I love him. I love him.
Like father, like son, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, welcome. Can't wait till spring ball gets underway.
Thank you. I'm excited.
All right, Nick Williams, defensive end coach for the Colorado Buffaloes. An exciting young coach for Coach Prime's football team ahead of spring ball, Nick Williams. I think Buffs fans are going to like him a lot. As we put a wrap this week in the Buffalo Stampede here at Corelli's, out here Monday nights from 7 until 8 o'clock, talking basketball. By the way, next week in the Stampede, we'll have a recap of what the men did in Vegas in the Pac-12 Conference Tournament, and we'll get set for the women on the road to the NCAA Tournament. I'm voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us this week on the Buffalo Stampede. We'll talk to you next time.